Hey there, what is up? It has been a while since my last video, but I want to talk to you about something today with a cool revelation that I experienced in the last couple of weeks. So we recently had this huge storm, like rainstorm, and it only lasted for a day, but it was thunder and lightning, there was hail, crazy flooding, like all of these things that people in Southern California aren't usually accustomed to. So for us, it was a pretty big deal, pretty big storm. And a couple of days later, I was standing outside under some trees, and there was a gust of wind, and it knocked a bunch of leftover water that was on these leaves on the ground, and it started looking like it was raining again. And I just had this insane revelation of, when you're going through a storm or you've been through a storm and you think that it's all over and there is nothing left, you have made it through, you've survived, and it's over and done with, you never have to think about it again. And then something comes along and shakes you up a little bit, and there's some of that residual storm left, and it hits you and it makes you feel or think, I thought this was over, I thought this was done with, and now it's still here. Well, that is a lot like when God brings something up in our hearts, and you've been through a big experience or you've been hurt, and you think that it's done, it's over with, I don't have to think about it anymore. And then something little comes along and brushes it and kind of gets you shaken, and the feelings come up and more stuff comes off of you that reminds you of that storm, and you're like, what the heck? I thought I was done, I thought I was healed, I thought this was all over. But you were still holding on to some of that residual storm, and God coming in and shaking things up in your life is getting all of that last residual stuff, just like the breeze took off the last residual remnants of the storm, of the rain. It shook it off and it came off of those trees so that it wasn't there anymore, so that way it was completely washed off, it was completely clean. And I just want to encourage you and speak to that in you. If you're going through a storm, if you are going through a situation where you went through it and you thought it was over and done with, and you were excited to finally move on and get over it, and then this little something, an earthquake or a breeze comes along and it brings it all back up into your mind, and you're hurt again and you're feeling those little bits of pain still left. That should be an encouragement to us, because that means that God is shaking off the last little bits of that storm so that way we can be fully healed. If he's bringing something up in your heart still from something prior, it's because that we're still holding on to that little bit of the storm. We're still holding on to those few drops of water on our leaves, and God wants to completely shift us and shake us and remove all of that, so that way we can be fully healed, that we can be fully secure in him, and that we can get to that new level or that new thing in our life that he has for us. But we wouldn't get to that if we still had that water and those remnants left. So I just want to encourage you, if you feel like you are going through that season of God shaking off the last little bits of the storm, it is not because he wants to be hurt. It's not because he's punishing you, but it is because he wants you completely clean and completely pure and all of it off of you, so that way you can get to that next level and you can get to that next experience and that next season with him, because he loves you so much. So I hope that this resonates with somebody. I hope that you find comfort in this or encouragement in it, and I love you. You are so loved, you are so cherished, you are here for a purpose, and I will see you in my next video.